time of yore, there were two friends. There was Mr. Hansingle and Mr. Jojo Brinks. And one day they were having a conversation. It went something like this.
Misa Sink, I'm going to build a house. Misa like the beach, Misa like the waves, Misa like the water. Misa gonna build my house on the beach.
Why, sir, that sounds like a terrible idea, sir. I believe, what if it rains, sir? You're gonna get wet. And then if it floods, you're gonna sink. I'm gonna build me a house, seeing as how the market's good. I'm gonna build me a house up in the mountains. I like the rock, I like the trees, I like everything about being out in the woods. It is my favorite place. Sounds like a wise idea to me. Your idea on the beach, ha! That sounds like a silly, foolish idea to me.
Misa Sink, Mr. Hansingle, he's a foolish man building the mountain. Ha! Misa gonna build right here on the sandy beach. Me have waves, me have water. Misa not gonna get wet. Misa not gonna float away. Me build me a house, see? There, Misa Sink, me build me a nice house. It's a nice house, Misa Sink. It's not going to rain. It's not going to flood. Hey, what's that? Me feel a pitter-patter. The rain come down. It's okay. I'll go into my house where it's safe. The rain not gonna get me now. Uh-oh. Misa Sink, me roof has a leak. Misa think this a raining. Me gonna get wet. Uh-oh. Misa Sink, Mr. Hansingle was right. Oh dear. Here comes the rain. Oh dear. It's raining. Misa Sink, me going to get wet. Me house, me house.
I do declare, this is a nice boulder. I like this boulder, and I'm going to build my house right here on this boulder.
There now, I got me a mighty fine house. Sure was a shame to hear about old Jojo Brinks with his house. Those rains came down and those floods came up. And his house on that sand down yonder, it went splat. I'm sure glad my house is built up here on a... Hey now, what is that precipitation coming down out of the sky? I do declare that is going to be rain. I'm going to get wet, going to get me inside my house. There, I am all dry and I am safe and cozy inside that monsoon out yonder. It ain't going to wreck my house, no sirree, no it ain't. Oh boy, it is just a pouring buckets out there. I sure am glad I built my house on a firm foundation on that big old rock out there.
Now that story reminded me of something. Did it remind you of something, boys and girls? Where have I heard that story before? I know! It's right here. It's in Matthew chapter 7. If you have your Bibles, let's read it together. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. The rain came down and the streams rose up. The winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall because it had what? Its foundation on a rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house where? On the sand. The rain came down and the streams rose, and again the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great big bang. Let's not be like that foolish man. That reminds me of something else I've read too in the Bible. Let's see. I think that was in Psalms. Yep, it was. Old Mr. David, he knew what he was talking about. He was a good friend of Jesus.
David said in Psalms 18, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge. So you know what that tells me, boys and girls? That tells me that if I build my life on Jesus Christ and I have a firm, solid, good foundation and a good friendship with Him, then don't matter what rain or what storm is going to come, because my rock is Jesus, and you can always trust Jesus that He will be your firm foundation.